Okay, I have a bunch of people in my DMs talking about I'm a W 2 worker. How do I not pay taxes? And look, I am a convicted felon, okay? Any advice you get from me, you should hire a lawyer and consult with them first. What you do is you ask your HR department or payroll if you can have a W-9. You fill out a W-9 for 2026 that says that you're exempt from your employer withholding taxes. And what this does is that puts the onus on you to file taxes at the end of the year. Don't miss what's coming next in this video. So just because you put exempt on there and your employer no longer withholds federal income tax and state income tax doesn't mean that you're exempt from tax, okay? Remember, tax evasion is illegal. Tax avoidance is something else. Let me talk to you about it. Guess what we know? Billionaires don't pay taxes. Giant corporations don't pay taxes. And we can't beat them, okay, if we don't know what they're doing. We can't beat them at a game that we don't even know how to play. I know how to play it, so let me talk to you. You're going to go to ChatGPT or any AI that you like, doesn't matter, and you're going to tell it your situation and ask what things you can do to minimize your taxes. Can you start an LLC and have a side hustle and write it off as self-employed, right? Usually, if you start a business, the first 2 years in business, you're going to take a loss, which means you don't pay taxes. Start a side hustle and start taking a loss there. All the money you'd pay towards taxes, invest in your side hustle. By the time that you have to pay taxes, hopefully in a couple of years, this shit's been fixed. But make sure you actually keep good books and start a credit card in the company name and do all of that stuff. But taxes is only a small fraction of how they're beating us. They're not paying taxes, so they're 60% ahead of us every single year. Let me show you what else they're doing. Go back to AI and tell it who you are and ask what grant programs are available in your state, federally, and then go apply for those grants. A lot of times grant money's given to 501c3s and given to Somali daycares because nobody contested it. Nobody else filled out information wanting the grant money because they didn't know it exists. See, if we start paying attention to this and us Americans start getting grant money and us Americans start skirting on our taxes the legal way, following the code, because see what they've done is they've programmed us normal America First citizens to be drones that pay for everybody else. But everybody else has figured out how to skirt the tax system and how to avoid taxes and minimize their exposure and start businesses and write off losses. We can all do that same shit. I do it. Most of y'all are just too lazy to look into it. But now that we've got your attention, there are a lot of grants, a lot of tax exemptions, and a lot of things that you can do to legally not pay the government money so that they don't have money to fight these endless wars. And more importantly, they don't have money, so they've got to make decisions on what to do. Change the tax code on their billionaire friends or figure something else out.